Sonny Hassan isn't the only one we've been talking about as far as people on the left, especially in media, exploding over the prospects of what the Donald Trump administration part 2 is going to be looking like. There are certainly others out there that have been either embarrassed or humiliated or are just crying to the media about the Trump administration. One of the ones I want to talk about here, which is, I think, probably one of the best ones I've seen. You want to talk about taking someone down and down hard? Let's talk about this guy, Allan Lichtman. This is the guy with the keys to winning the presidential election. He was so accurate in predicting the which campaign was going to win an election and things like that. Not only was he wrong this time, he was dead wrong. I mean, this is a situation where I think the arrogance and the ego of this professor sort of got the better of him. Maybe it was ego plus TDS or something like that. What do you you know this guy Allan Lichtman, right?
Yeah, he does the weave better than Donald Trump, and I'm not talking about the way he speaks. Wait till you see this guy's hair.
Oh, I know. I've seen it. Looks like a dust bowl sometimes. I mean, listen, I'm not one to talk about hairstyles, but at least my hair had the courtesy to leave me when it was starting to look bad. You know? Allan's is holding on for dear life over here.
I don't need a funny little hairdo for that. I do my own hair.
So he has these keys that he thinks of as the factors that you have to take into account when deciding who's going to win the presidency. And apparently he said that the majority of the keys to the White House, his keys to victory, were in Kamala Harris's favor. Yeah, that didn't happen, as we know, but he's been going on every network you can think of, from CNN to News Nation, to even going overseas to Piers Morgan's Uncensored show to talk about how he wasn't technically wrong, but it was other factors among you people out there. Yes, you watching this. It's your fault that he was wrong, apparently. This is from Piers Morgan Uncensored, and I love this set of clips so much because you're going to see a bunch of lefties just going at it.
Upon the proposition that a pragmatic, rational electorate decides whether or not the White House party is governed well enough to get 4 more years.
What did he say?
So automatically he's saying that his keys are based upon a voting base that has common sense, basically. That's smart, that's knowledgeable. He's literally opening by saying, you people are morons. That's why he was wrong.
Can you, before you go any further, Gene, any group of people where Juan Williams seems like the most rational one, you got a problem on your hands.
Oh my God, we got Cenk, Uygue, we got Juan Williams, we got Harry Sisson. This is the face of the new left. This is the left in tatters, in ruin. They're all responsible for this in some way or another. It's great to see that, and what's going to be even better to see is to watch these yahoos fighting over who was right and who was wrong. I have to start the clip over just so we can see the stupidity of it all in full.
My keys are based upon the proposition that a pragmatic, rational electorate decides whether or not the White House party is governed well enough to get 4 more years. That was exploded this time by a new wave of disinformation that we've never seen before. In addition to the usual sources of disinformation, we had a huge change this time. A 300 billionaire, a guy who's richer than most countries of the world, who controls X, spreading vast disinformation. According to reports, billions upon billions of viewers saw his disinformation. People have a completely distorted view of the economy.
What was the disinformation?
Inflation is going up.
Let me pin you down on that, though. You say Elon Musk was spreading disinformation. Like what?
Now, he pauses for a long time here, and he starts talking about inflation being the misinformation. And I'm thinking to myself, inflation is still going up. It's not up at the same rate as it was during the first 2 years of the Biden administration, but it's still going up at a decent rate, certainly much more than the 1.9% that Donald Trump handed off to Joe Biden. That's all he could point to over here. And then Cenk Uygue steps in, pal, and this way you're gonna have to tell me when to stop and when you wanna chime in on what Cenk has to say to Allan Lichtman here. But needless to say,
after you guys see this, he's like a hair away from wearing a MAGA hat. This guy Cenk.
And if you know Cenk Uygue, Young Turks, and all that, it's gonna be pretty damn shocking.
I think, look, we could get into this discussion, but one, I think you're blaming the voters. I think that's a terrible idea. Look, I debated Professor Lichtman before. I told him his theories about the keys were absurd. I was right. He was wrong. I said he'd lose his keys.
No, you were
couldn't
not
find
right,
them before
and I
the
was
election.
not wrong, and that's a cheap shot, and I won't stand for it.
Well, who won, brother?
You should not be
Who
taking
won?
cheap
Who
shots
won?
at me.
Who
You
won?
want to make your
You
point,
live
make your
in a
point.
total
Don't make it
world of
personal.
denial.
I read your own followers.
Oh my God, he literally went with the woohoo.
Oh my God.
Okay, so that's the pot calling the kettle black, isn't it? I mean, you want to talk about freaky Lou wackadoo? I've used that phrase a lot in this show. Cenk Uygue calling someone else crazy, calling a college professor crazy.
Well, don't that beat all?
I love the disintegration of leftists like this.
But this guy is nuts, dude. Like every time you argue with a leftist, they do this. Don't attack me personally. What was the personal attack? He said 13 keys are absurd. And right after this clip, I'm going to tell everybody what those 13 keys actually are. And they are absurd.
Do you want to go into it right now while we have it paused?
Yeah, let me just run through these real quick. They're stupid. One is, does the candidate have a party mandate? Did Kamala have a party mandate? I don't think so. No primary contest.
Oh, wait, hold on. Trump did have a party mandate because he won his primary, right?
Yeah, but so none of these
hang on. I want to write this down. We're going to go through this together.
Yeah, so while you're prepping that, I'm just going to say none of these keys are objective, right? They're all very subjective. It's like whatever point of view you want to take, you can argue it either way. Like this guy is a legitimate clown. I don't often agree with the Young Turks, but in this case, they're 100% right.
Okay, well, I'm just going to keep my own score here on the keys, and let's see how biased I am. Maybe we're going to show my bias off here.
There you go. No primary contest. Okay, maybe you give that one to Kamala. I don't know.
Okay, cool.
It was kind of that. Trump didn't lose any primary states. I don't know what that would mean. The incumbent seeking re-election. Which one is the incumbent?
None.
Neither. One is a former president. One's the current vice president.
So I would say none for that one.
Okay. No third-party candidate is number 4. Both had third-party candidates.
Yeah, so that's another nullity. Jill Stein was in there pulling votes away from Kamala Harris, and RFK Jr. is pulling from both.
This is where it gets even stupider now. Strong short-term economy.
Yeah,
the voters were too stupid to know that.
Yeah, apparently that's where the voters were too stupid, right? So I guess we'll give that to Trump because there was no strong short-term economy under Biden at this point. There was a lot of inflation going on.
Well,
let's
get to number 6. Strong long-term economy is number 6.
And who the hell is going to measure that?
And who's going to give that one to Kamala?
No. Well, listen, I'm going to try to be fair. I'm putting that one as WTF. Basically, no one. Go ahead.
Major policy changes is his 7th key.
What does that even mean?
I have no idea. Very subjective. Biden did have several major policy changes, and you could rope Kamala up there. And Trump was the exact opposite, advocating for lots of policy changes to go back, right? So I don't know who gets that.
I'm going to put that as blank. I'm trying to be as good. I'm trying to be as good to the left as I can in this. I'll leave that one as blank. Go ahead.
Now think of number 8. Think of all the college protests. No social unrest would benefit the incumbent.
Oh, no, that's all Trump.
Okay.
That's all Trump. Social unrest was all over the country, especially every college campus. The war in Ukraine, the war in Israel. Come on. I mean, really.
Number 9, no scandals for the incumbent administration.
Well, I mean, him bowing out of office because of his feeble mind and feeble body could be considered a scandal.
A coup, Hunter Biden. Yeah, there's lots of scandals going on there.
All right, so we'll give that one to Trump. I think that's fair.
But you could say it's null, too. It's very subjective, right? So Trump is a 34-count convicted felon. Like, okay.
Okay, you know what? That's a great point. That's my bias. I admit to being biased. I'll put that one as blank. No advantage either way.
Number 10 is actually laughable. No foreign or military failures.
Huh, Trump.
Right? Israel,
Afghanistan.
Afghanistan, Ukraine. Come on. Number 11. The incumbent administration has major foreign or military success. Where?
I'm trying to figure out where right now.
Where?
Not even diplomatic success. So we get that to Trump, or we leave it blank. No one gets that key.
I would leave it blank. I mean,
okay, we'll leave it blank. I'm cool with that. I think blank is winning the keys right now.
These keys are ridiculous. Like, this is just dumb. And then number 12, a charismatic incumbent.
Nope, Trump. Trump all day. Trump every day, making me laugh.
And then number 13, an uncharismatic challenger. Trump wins again. He is charismatic.
I mean, you could. I can leave it blank, but yeah. So on my scorecard, we have Trump with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 keys. We have Harris with 1 key. We have 5 keys blank and 1 key being what the fuck. So if you think those keys matter, let us know what you think in the comments of the video. If you're around live or if you're watching this on replay, let us know what you think. Are these keys BS or not? Tell us in the comments as we continue to go through Cenk Uygue's just dressing down of Allan Lichtman. Like what you see so far? Go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. Also, leave us a comment and tell us what you're thinking. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another show.
Comments, and they all trashed you, every one of them, and supported me.
Yeah,
so
right.
It with your personal attacks.
Come find out again.
Make whatever point you want. Don't make it personal.
You don't know anything. You don't know anything.
You attacked me personally.
You're so deluded.
Oh, right. I've only been a professor for 51 years.
On this program, I've never been able to finish a thought.
How many books have you published?
Okay, see, I can't stand this argument from anyone. Well, I've been a professor for 51 years. I've written 15 books. I'm the expert here. You're trash. What have you done? Well, what did you do recently, Mr. 51 years as a professor, 15 books behind you?
Gave you your shot. You shit the bed.
You still got it wrong. So what good is being an expert if you can't show your expertise in the proper manner?
Even if these keys were legitimate, it didn't predict the outcome of the election, right? So on his face, he's wrong. Cenk is right from the jump, right? So it's like, I don't know what he's arguing here. He could have come on and said, look, these are the keys. They've worked for several election cycles. Here's why I said that Kamala got these 7 or 8 keys. Like, but he's not doing that, right? Because you'd have to articulate why. What foreign military success have we had? You know, is she a charismatic person? The party got behind the incumbent. Like, what is he talking about?
Never say Cenk was right ever again. That's a friendship breaker. Don't do that. Don't do that ever again. You can say that he has a point. You can say he's making a good argument. Don't ever say he's right.
Listen, he's got a crush on Elon and Trump right now, so we don't want to lose this.
He kind of does if you see what's going on online with him. But the one thing I will say about Cenk is that while he's passionate and he can be passionately wrong about a lot of things, he sees things through a very deep blue colored lens. You can't, when he is right, and you do have to give credit for it. I think he's a lunatic. I think that he's absolutely nuts, but in this instance, it's a battle of lunatics, and one lunatic happened to be less crazy than the other. You know, if you would take all these lunatics, Ross, and put them in a bracket, and then seed them going forward and see which one is the king of the crazies, you know what you'd have? You'd have Buffoon of the Year coming up in about 2 weeks or so, where we start discussing buffoons like Cenk, like Allan Lichtman, like so many others out there, and we will be arguing to see who was the biggest buffoon of 2024. Is it a cheap plug? You bet your ass it's a cheap plug, but I don't care because this is what we're here to do. We're here to discuss these morons that we're seeing right now, and what better way to do it than right here. Let's continue on with the clip.
No, because you're personally attacking me again. Say whatever you want, but I'm not going to stand for
brother, you got it wrong.
Say
you were
whatever
preposterously and stupidly wrong. So, okay, all right. Can I just finish a goddamn thought ever on this show?
No, not if you're personally. I admitted I was wrong. I don't need you to call me stupid.
Okay.
Can I just say, it's great to see you Democrats all getting along so well.
Who taught you manners?
Oh, Piers, listen, I'm not a fan of Piers Morgan, honestly. I don't really like him that much. He makes good points every now and then. I think he's sort of a little bit of an arrogant prick. But he's loving this right now. He's certainly sitting back and eating the popcorn from all this, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, look at this rogues gallery he assembled. I would have never gotten these guys. I wouldn't be able to sit with these people. But I appreciate what he's doing. Sit back and let them go.
Yeah, let them just destroy each other. This is Trump's America now. This is what he hath wrought on the left, because the left didn't see this coming. The left saw Ann Selzer saying +3 in Iowa for Harris. That's what the left saw.
And where is she now?
Oh, she retired, apparently. And she said she was going to do it regardless of whether or not she was right or wrong. I don't think so. But
before you go any further, though, Gene, who is that little girl second from the right next to Juan Williams?
Oh, that's Harry Sisson. Don't you know that?
Oh.
That's one of the paid grifters. That's one of the paid grifters out there on X that was supposed to deliver the young vote, to Kamala Harris. First it was to Joe Biden, then it was to Kamala Harris. I wonder how his gravy train is doing right now. But even he's loving this exchange between these two. And it shows he's just as much of a buffoon for this right now. He's not saying, guys, let's come together. Let's do what we got to do to, remake ourselves here. He's out there laughing at these two buffoons. I love it. I absolutely love it. I got to see more. This is just too good.
It's lovely to see a post-election harmony as you all come together again.
Loud noises! Allan,
right now.
Shh. Hey, Allan, you deserve a tall glass of shut-up juice, so can you just shut up for a second and let someone who knows what they're doing...
You're so right, Pierre.
Okay?
You're so right.
So,
We're so unified right now.
You want,
So,
I will not sit here and stand for personal attacks, for blasphemy against me. You don't need to do that. You don't boost
blasphemy
your
against
ego
you? Who
by
the hell are
attacking
you?
me
Are you
like that.
Jesus
Just
Christ,
make your
you
points.
loser? Okay,
I'm just going to leave that right there. I'm just leaving that right there for everyone to see.
Gene.
This is the young leftist in its natural habitat right now. The little fingers and the laughing like this. What the hell is that?
Gene, have you ever been in a heated discussion with another human being and accused them of blasphemy because they disagree with you?
No, I am not that arrogant and audacious. I've been called arrogant and audacious before.
Oh my gosh.
But not that much. I mean, my goodness.
Blasphemy. He's like, who the F are you? Jesus Christ. Like, what are you talking about?
You're blaspheming. Let's go back to that because that's a good one to get to.
For personal attacks, for blasphemy against me.
Blasphemy against me. Oh my God.
You don't need to do that. You don't boost
blasphemy
your ego
against you?
by
Who the hell are
attacking
you?
me
Are you
like
Jesus
that. Just
Christ,
make
you
your points.
loser? Okay, can I
Make
just give the correct answer for once?
Oh my God. And Juan Williams got to be sitting up here thinking, the fuck am I doing up here?
Bro, they're doomed. Look at the people steering that Titanic. Like they're doomed.
The cognoscenti of the left right there on display. Oh my goodness. It's craziness. This is what Donald Trump has caused the left to do. This isn't the introspection that many more reasonable and intelligent people have been saying needs to happen on the left. This is, what do you want to call this? The de-evolution of the left? This is, first of all, it's comedy gold. I mean, chef's kiss to everyone participating in this. From the young shit laughing at him to Cenk Uygue going after God, apparently.
I thought it was.
What the hell are we watching here?
It was brilliant the way you opened this up, Gene, with Allan Lichtman. The first words out of his mouth basically was like, more than half the country is basically stupid. That's why my keys didn't work. Like, what, dude? What are you talking about?
If you like that clip from our new show, Behind Enemy Lines, please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any other shows, and tune in live every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time.